Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective. Happy Thursday. It's Thursday. I know. It's a good thing I practiced that earlier because I'm literally going, what day is it? It's Thursday. So, we are on card number 25 of 60 of getting into this, getting into self-awareness, getting into the vortex. That's it right there. The vortex being kind of the core of your soul. But let's do some quotes first. 40 super inspiring quote cards to jumpstart confidence, butt kicking, list making, and stuff doing because you're fired up finding your groove and getting it done. So I got these in Tucson a couple years back when I was first starting the Aloha Perspective, which went by a different name back then, but has since grown. Ooh. There's a ton that fell out of there, but I don't know if those are just, whoops, there they are. All right, there they are. Okay. Anyways, we got two for the price of one. I like this. You're strong. You're a Kelly Clarkson song. You got this. I know, right? Like her early songs are all about, just breaking away, right? So, let's see. You're strong. You're a Kelly Clarkson song. You got this from Jonathan Van Ness, who I believe is on Queer Eye, I think. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But, yeah, he's the guy with the really cool hair. But, you're strong. You're a Kelly Clarkson song. You got this. Okay. You got this. And from Tiffany Haddish, I love Tiffany Haddish. She is so funny. In failure, there can be success. By that, I mean you can learn what not to do. I find the funny in a lot of failures because I've had enough of them. But I am resilient. My soul is very determined. All right, my soul is very determined. So whenever you feel like you've had a failure, just remember, let your soul be very, very determined. All right, and that's from Tiffany Haddish. She's super funny. In fact, fun fact, Sibling and I accidentally discovered her. We were talking one day and the show we were watching ended at excuse me, then the next show started and it was her stand up and God, we were rolling. We were rolling. So again, in failure, there can be success. By that I mean you can learn what not to do. I find the funny in a lot of failures because I've had enough of them, but I am resilient. My soul is very determined. All right, so thank you, Tiffany Haddish, for that. And let's see, there's some other ones. Fear is boring. Fear is boring, but a lot of people do it, including me. Langston Hughes, the only way to get a thing done is to start to do it, and then keep on doing it, and finally you'll finish it. Bob Wiley, what about Bob? So this is a quote from a movie, okay? God. This movie. I can hear sibling laughing already. Baby steps, baby steps, baby steps to the office, baby steps out the door. It works. It works. All I have to do is take one little step at a time and I can do anything. That movie sincerely gets under my nerves sometimes. I know. I can't help it. But wow. Anyways. And Jen Sincero. I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. But the universe is totally freaking out about how awesome you are. It's got you wrapped in a warm gorilla hug of adoration. It wants to give you everything you desire. So you know what? That's the last one that fell out of the box. Or fell out of the deck. So I feel like this might be the validation some of you may be looking for, okay? Or maybe all of you. And if it's not validation, then find a reason to make it a validating statement. The universe is totally freaking out about how awesome you are. It's got you wrapped in a warm gorilla hug of adoration. It wants to give you everything you desire. All right, so them are those. Now, let's get into self-awareness. Sorry, I was looking outside. It looks like it's going to rain. But let's get into self-awareness. Self-awareness, the vortex. Don't adjust your dials. My hair is very 80s today. I know. Anyway, the things you got to do to make sure that your hair grows out the way you want it to, right? So, I can't stop playing with it though. But anyways, let's see. Ooh, this is a good one, card number 25. It's kind of a be careful what you do, watch your actions. So, causing pain for others would attract pain to me. Causing pain for others would attract pain to me. The flawed premise, my groups our way of life is the only correct way, therefore always must be stopped, is the basis of the majority of unhappiness on your planet. Oh, right, I forgot. These are okay, so just to explain this a little bit. Um Esther and Jerry Hicks, she apparently channels the teachings of Abraham. Nobody knows if it's the Abraham from the Bible or if it's just an Abraham wandering the spirit world. What? I'm sure maybe they've covered it, but I don't know. But I like these cards because, like I said, they are really kind of they're okay. So this is what it says. It is always satisfying for me to be able to tap into the vibration of Abraham and to translate their empowering message into our current time and space. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because he says your planet. He says your planet. So what he's saying is basically is that the way, well, you know what, let's read the whole card and then we'll go through this, okay? The flawed premise, my group's our way of life is the only way, therefore other ways must be stopped, is the basis of the majority of unhappiness on your planet. Not only do these beings, not only do those being pushed against feel the pain, but those doing the pushing feel it as well. In fact, the unhappiness least fulfilled among you are those who are pushing against others, because in doing so, you are disallowing the most important relationship of all, the relationship between you and you. So I'm going to struggle with this one a bit because I don't know, this one kind of caught me off guard. Not because of when you cause pain, you feel the pain. I've seen that firsthand when people cause pain, the pain they suffer. But I think what they're saying here is, take the world as a whole. We are conditioned to believe in very specific ways to think. We're conditioned to believe that things that I might believe in are totally out of the box and completely unacceptable. However, the things I believe are beliefs that aren't just mine, but are kind of global. And there might be people who take one part of my belief and say, oh, well, those people over there they're wrong. And so by pushing what we feel, our beliefs, onto other people, and forcing them to believe the way we want to believe, it can cause a pain. It can cause a disruption. It can cause a disruption between you and your soul, because you may be a type of people pleaser that just says, you know what, I really don't want to upend everybody, and I don't really want to cause waves, so I'm just going to go along with this. But it may not be what you want to do. It may not be how you're feeling. It may not be your purpose to fall in line with other people's thinkings. This is what I believe they're saying when it says, in doing so, you are disallowing the most important relationship of all, the relationship between you and you. One of the hardest things that we can do in life is to have a certain belief that brings joy to us, that brings satisfaction, brings all kinds of wonderful things to us, and be 100% aligned with it, to honor it, to really kind of stand by it, even when other people are trying to bring you down. You have probably noticed in previous perspectives, because, this whole deck is really about, the law of attraction. What you put out there is what you're going to get back. And like I've said before a million times already during these perspectives since we started the getting into the self-awareness or getting into the vortex, is that even if you don't believe in the law of attraction, it believes in you. If you wake up in the morning and your day starts out really crappy and really shitty, and you just can't turn that energy around, what's going to happen? The whole day is going to just be wrecked, right? But if you sit there and go, okay, this has happened, but I'm going to take a deep breath and see if I can turn this day around. Now, the same things could happen to you if you were in a bad mood, but your reaction is going to be different. So because your reaction is different, you're taking control of the situation. You are controlling, and I don't mean controlling in the sense like, how we control things and we keep everything out. What I mean is you are controlling the narrative. You are deciding that, this is not going to bother me. This is not going to tear down my day. And things that, bad things will probably become less and less and less throughout your day, because you won't be attracting it. You'll basically be putting up the shield that says, nope, not today. Not today, bad guys, not today. And so when you do that, you're basically protecting your energy, you're protecting yourself. Because that's what the universe runs on. It runs on your vibration. And these are the teachings of Abraham that they're trying to get, that, the person that Esther Hicks does channel. And again, I'm not sure which Abraham it is. It could be the one from the Bible. It could be anyone on the other side named Abraham. But I do believe the other side. And see, this is where, if you don't normally follow me, I can lose people because they're like, oh, there she goes. She's stepping into the metaphysical side. She blah, blah, blah. But that's just it. We are so conditioned to believe that these things are not possible, or that these things are bad or evil or destructive, that we kind of lose the point of what we're striving for. Everybody says they want world peace, right? Everybody says they want the world to get along. Everybody says, oh, I wish this person over here and that person over there could just talk to each other, or I wish that person over there and that person over there would just talk to each other, but they're maybe we'll take a tiny dive into politics, but their politics are so different they won't talk. So, God, I wish I could remember what it was called. But Sibling and I were watching 60 Minutes one night, and this one guy has this program, and I really wish I could remember what it was, because it was so amazing. He would take different people of different political persuasions, sit them down at a table, two people who would never ever think about talking to each other because they are so politically opposite. He put them at a table for, I think it was half an hour or an hour, and they could talk about nothing they could talk about anything but politics, is what I should say. They could not talk about politics. And it turns out these two people, who probably thought they had nothing in common because of their politics, actually had quite a bit in common. With family, with friends, with some of their likes, or some of the things that maybe they've never tried before the other person was talking about and they found it interesting. But they removed the one catalyst that really kind of sparks that debate, that sparks that anger. Because people have very different views on things when it comes to religion, when it comes to politics. You remove those two things from a conversation, and suddenly, two people who would have never talked to each other are suddenly interested in one another's lives. And they're listening. They're not yelling at each other. They're not berating each other. They're listening. They are having a conversation like two good friends who were just meeting for coffee. And that's what we need to strive for. We need to remove the anger from situations. And I think that's kind of what this card is saying. Causing pain for others attracts pain to me. Take Twitter or social media. I say Twitter because my social media on Facebook is closed. It's only to people, I do my lives and I make them public, but and there's certain posts that I make public. But the only people who are friends with me on Facebook are people I actually know, or a friend of a friend who I've met and have become friends of my own. So basically people I know. But in Twitter, it's just a free-for-all, right? You have a lot of people doing a mass exodus because, one person says, oh, well, I'm going to make this free speech. I'm going to make this open again, blah, blah, blah. But then they start doing the opposite of what they said they were going to do. They start banning people. They start suspending accounts. They start making things open so other people's identities can easily be stolen. And that's a dangerous ground because there's some people, I've been friended by different celebrities that I follow, but I'm not stupid. And I'm not saying anyone that follows them back thinking, oh my God, is. No, they're not. But there are some people who are very trusting. And it makes it dangerous because, these people tend to ask for money. They say, hey, donate here, donate here, donate here. And there's no literal accurate blue check next to their name. So it could be anybody. And now anybody can get one of those. Right? Anybody can put their name next to it unless you click on it and see if they're subscribed to this thing or not. You're not going to know. You're just going to think, oh, wow. And, some of us, well, I don't want to say us, but some people in the world, they get excited about things like that. I mean, I, with my experience with celebrities, I've just learned over time that they're just people. They're just people. I mean, older sibling is a former personal manager, so you have interactions with certain people that you think you're never going to have interactions with, and you're like, hey, it's like, way to go, way to be you. And the only thing that makes them different is they're a little bit more public, and their jobs are way cooler than probably something the normal people like us would do. Of course, there are a lot of people who love their jobs and just think, oh no, my job is way cool. But hey, they're entertaining, so that's my thing. But when I talk about Twitter, it's so ugly over there right now. And the intention of the person that bought Twitter was to not make it ugly. And he made it worse. And that's just my opinion. I know the people that believe in his beliefs, that follow his agenda will sit there and go, oh, he's amazing. But no. You know what? Sometimes we have, as an empath, sometimes you can see past the bullshit. And it's sad because I don't necessarily think these people are bad. They're not. And their opinions may differ from mine. But the thing is that it gets really ugly on both sides. Doesn't matter what side of the political arena you sit on, it gets ugly on both sides. So what happens? They're causing each other pain, which is just going to bring more pain and more pain and more pain until someone is so riled up and so angry, they just, then they sit there and say, well, I'm getting off of this because blah, blah, blah. And that's because we've lost our way. It's just as simple as that. We've lost our way. People want to be all high and mighty and say this way is the only way. People want to sit there. You know what? I saw the best meme the other day that says, you do not need religion to be a good person. If you do not basically have a moral compass, you're just broken. And that's not exactly how it went, but it's the general idea. Religion doesn't make you a superhuman being. It makes you a person that follows a particular path. It makes you a person who follows an organized path. Where the rest of us, like I said, I've had people unfriend me because of my own beliefs. And it's like, okay, that's not my problem. If you can't see the value in our friendship or our family relationship, then you don't need to be in my life. And it was hard to accept at the time. It was really hard because, there are people in your life that you just don't want to lose. But after a while, you're just kind of like, you know what, fuck it. All right, I don't need that kind of negativity in my life. You really don't, right? I mean, like those memes that say, if this person doesn't like this song, then you don't need to get rid of them. You don't need that negativity in your life. But it caused pain. But after a while, I realized it's okay. It's okay. Because they're missing out. I'm not missing out. They're missing out. I find myself to be a true delight. Maybe other people disagree, but that's okay. As you can see, I'm trying to work on my self-esteem and my confidence. So just go with it. I'm not usually someone that runs out to the corner and says, oh my God, love me, I'm a true delight. No, but I'm really working on that confidence and that self-esteem thing. And if I ever say something like that, it's because someone has said it to me. Somebody's actually told me, you're a delightful human being. And it was like, wow. I mean, just the word itself just makes you want to smile and be giddy. But when we pull away from negativity and we pull towards, we pull away from negativity and we pull in the positivity, it can really change your mindset. It can change the way you see things. There are times when I'm on Twitter and I'll see people that I know personally posting stuff, and it's like, I really just have to remind myself, do not engage. Do not engage. I might like things, but you know what? I am determined to keep my particular page positive. It doesn't always work, but I do my best. And by that I mean there are times when I really do try to steer away from politics, because my opinion is not everybody's opinion, but I want to spread that light. I actually got raked over the coals because that used to be pinned to my profile. Let's punch some light into this world. And somebody actually mocked that. And I mean, I've since changed it, not because of that reason, but just because I found something that I just loved, and it just resonates with me so much. But They mocked that. And all I could think of was, how sad is this person that they have to mock me trying to be positive? Why is it that when some of us try to be positive and spread that love and spread that light, we're suddenly called hippies or flower children? Why? Why are people so fucking angry that they gotta call us, things? Because, hippies were not the flower children. Flower children are the ones who were peace, love, no war, blah, blah, blah. Hippies were no war, let's be activists. Let's be protesters. Let's get out there and punch people in the faces if we have to. That is not love and light. That is just them being the opposite. And that's, to me, what, and these are maybe not punch people in the faces, okay, but very activist and very in your face. We're not going to be nice. Whereas the flower children were just kind of like, yeah, we're mellow. We're mellow, make love, not war, all that stuff, right? This is years ago. And yet this term is still being flung at us who try to promote positivity like it's, some kind of, bomb that's going to blow us up. And it's not the same thing bad about the hippies. I know hippies and I know flower children. I've had that privilege to meet both. I've known people on the other side. Okay, my father was in Vietnam. And it's like, he was just a supply sergeant. He was never in country, but, he was there. And believe it or not, he joined the military to get away from religion. Because the minute he knew he joined, he'd be kicked out. That's right. So, politics and religion, and I have to say, I'm stepping out of line here a bit. And I really don't want to. But politics and religion in this country where I live, they're getting a little too intermingled. Too intermingled. Being a certain religion does not make you automatically heaven bound. The way you treat people, the way you act towards people, the way you, present yourself to other people, that's what I believe God sees. I don't think he sees, oh, well, you're wearing a cross and you act like this and, little bits of the Bible, so you're in. No. You have to walk the walk. You have to walk if you're going to talk the talk, you have to walk the walk. And that's one thing I loved about my mom. Okay. My mom was very religious, but my mom walked the walk. And, she talked the talk. And sometimes she would be like, oh, even when she'd swear, oh, sorry, God. I get that. Like, I'll say the GD word, right? And it's just like, oh, sorry, God. But it feels so good coming out of my mouth. Because really, when you think about it, you're just asking him, damn it. So, I know I'm stepping out of range here, but the whole point is, I think that all goes with this card. This card is telling us that when we put pain on other people, we are going to bring that same pain to us because we're losing who we are. When we follow a certain group of people and we just believe everything they say without giving it any thought, period. And I'm not talking about anyone in general. I mean, whoever, whatever side you're on, whoever you follow, whatever religion you sit there and give your life to. Listen closely to how you speak to others. Listen to the way you treat people. I have not been the easiest person to be around the last couple of days because there was, excuse me, a huge realization that came to me, I should say, about my mental health and really kind of understanding it. I was diagnosed 26 years ago. And it was just 2 days ago that I really sat down and looked at the symptoms of what I have and thought, oh my God. I'm sitting here always saying, oh, well, I just have the run of the mill. I was very downplaying my mental health because I felt like there were so many people that had it worse than I do out there. And there are. But that doesn't mean that my mental health isn't important. And I minimized it. And when I read some of those things, I was like, shit, this is no ordinary thing. This is no, run of the mill. There is no run of the mill dinged up mental health. If you've been diagnosed with a dinged up mental health, none of it's run of the mill. Because every day is a battle for somebody. Some of us, the battle might be a little easier or a little faster. But when I read that, it kind of upended me. And it hit me between the eyes. And now I've been kind of cranky because I'm trying to figure out all this stuff. When I was growing up, I wondered, where the hell do I fit in this world? Because I'm a half-breed. I know, some people might get offended by that term, but I love it. I'm a half-breed. Okay, and now it's like, well, how do I fit into this world with this mental health thing? Because you feel like that if you mention it to anybody, you're suddenly stigmatized. You're suddenly just kind of put on the back burner. Like no one will see you because all they see is, oh, she has a dinged up mental health. That means she's psycho. No. Or they're psycho. No. It just means that we are pretty damn strong. And that some days we have to fight harder than other people. And instead of, kind of pushing us to the side, we should be revered. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to say it. We should be fucking revered. Because some people have no idea what it takes to get through these days. And I'm bringing that up because some people like to cause that pain to other people. They like to push people aside because they don't understand. So instead of getting to know the person, learning how to understand what they're going through, or just even really seeing what a delightful person they can be in those moments where they're having a great moment. I mean, I'm lucky. My good moments outnumber my bad moments. In the last 5 years, that has not necessarily been the case. I think they've been running neck and neck. And something's coming up to the finish line, and I really want the good memories to outlast the bad ones. I really want the good memories to just go, bam, fuck you, bad memories, you're out. I'm about to leave this decade, and I want the rest of my life to feel a little bit more balanced. And by doing that, I had to come to terms with my brain. And I had to realize that this is not something that's just going to go away. It's something that I'm going to have to deal with. And to find some kind of common ground with my head. And I think that starts with not causing pain to other people. There are times when I'll get so mad because I'll see something that I'll just write this huge post on Twitter, and then I post it, and like 5 minutes later I take it down. Because I'm like, no, that's not the message I want to put out. Yes, I have my own political beliefs. Yes, I have my own religious beliefs. But I'm not going to sit there and fight people. I had a conversation one time where somebody tagged me in a post and I got raked over the coals. It was kind of the one that sat there and gave me a hard time for what my post used to say. And I thought, I talked about this in one of my perspectives. This person that I know didn't even come to my defense. They know me. And they know me personally and did not come to my defense. And later I was told, well, I just didn't want to stir anything up farther. It's like, but you threw me to the wolves. You threw me into the fire. And while all these people are sitting here saying, you're a narcissist, you're a dumb fucking human being, you're an asshole, you're a hippie, you're fucking left wing, whatever. I don't have a party, guys. I don't. I'm right in the middle. But they were saying all these nasty things about me. And then older sibling found out. And she said, well, I'm going to go on there. I'm like, no. Because you will stir it up. The one person that could have stopped this was the one person that did not. And I told her no. I said, it's okay. And so I removed myself from those notifications. Because I didn't want to hear it anymore. And it hurt. And all I was doing was defending myself. I was just sharing something. I'm not saying I'm in the right. And I'm not saying I'm in the wrong. What I'm saying is somebody pointed something out to me. I shared my particular opinion on it like they were doing. And because it was on a certain type of post, I got raked over the coals. Pretty nastily, by the way. And it's not that any of those things really hurt me. It was just kind of like, why are people so fucking mean? I mean, are you, and these are the same people that run around calling themselves, a certain type of religion. Well, I'm a blah, blah. You look in their profile. Well, I'm a blah. It's like, really? Really? This is how you talk to people you don't agree with, but you are going to say that God loves you more? No. God loves everybody. I don't care what you say. Whether you are religious or not, whoever you subscribe to, whoever your higher power is, your source, as long as you are a good person, they love you. Even if you're a bad person, they love you because they have hope that you will turn your ass around, that you will pay attention and stop causing people pain, because pain brings pain. It doesn't matter whether it's intentional or not, pain brings pain. I told you, I have been cranky the last couple of days. Poor older sibling has really kind of gotten the brunt of it. And it's caused her pain. It's made her sad. And that makes me sad because I don't want her to be sad. I'm so beside myself, and I'm just so like unbalanced. I mean, my energy is sheer chaos. I mean, I blew out the battery in our car yesterday. That's how chaotic my energy is. That is how chaotic my energy is. And I know people will sit there and say, you can't do that. Trust me when I say I have some serious fucking energy. I have blown out PDAs. I have turned my phone off without pushing any buttons, and it had to reset itself. Thank God somebody thought about this, that the phone just resets itself and just kind of reboots itself is what I meant to say. I have blown out programs at work, not intentionally, and they were fixable. But I'm not the only one that has this kind of energy. And when we don't know how to focus this energy, think of it as like Firestarter, right? The movie Firestarter with Drew Barrymore, without the fire. That's what happens. And whether you believe in it or not, this is a reality. This is a real thing. Have you ever been so angry that maybe you're watching TV and suddenly the cable box just starts doing its thing? Or maybe the satellite goes out and it's not windy, there's no weather. Or maybe something that you're holding freezes. That's because your energy is so high. And I am a person who has extraordinarily high energy, more than most people. I'm not the only person on this planet that does. Okay, but I am one of those people that is very high energy. Which means I could probably manifest things like that if I could just get my head out of my ass and learn how to be positive. And believe it. But again, what I think this card is saying, the flawed premise that a group's way of life is the only correct way, therefore all other ways must be stopped, is the basis of the majority of the unhappiness on our planet. He says your planet, but I paraphrase that whole thing. When we fall into a collective type of thinking and we believe everything that group in particular says, without doing homework on this side or doing homework on that side, we are leaving ourselves open to anger, to hate, to pain. And what happens when we put more hate out there? We get more hate back. When we put more pain out there, we get more pain back. I didn't mute those conversations and notifications because I was angry at what people had said to me. I got called the C word at Comic-Con. Didn't even bother me. In fact, my response to the guy was, "It's cute how you think that hurts me. It does not." Which just made him madder. And that's not the first time I've been called that. Because I'm not going to hide, from what, if you're being mean to somebody I care about, I am going to sit there and I am going to talk to you, not from a place of anger, but from a place of knowledge. And that's usually when I get called that, because people don't want to hear the reality. And that's not to say I'm perfect. I probably should have just walked away and left those alone. But at Comic-Con, I was defending the girls behind me. It's like, no, it's like, this girl's been there the whole time. And it's like, what is your issue? What is your damage? It's like, why don't you just do this, that, and the other? And you give them all these different scenarios that they can do, and they get so flustered, they call you that word. The other time was when I was defending older sibling against somebody who was trying to convince her that she was, headed down the wrong road. And I told her, I said, look, you don't know her that well. She's not the same person you used to know. And we went back and forth. And finally, it's just like, look, she's not going to talk to you anymore if you keep talking to her like this. and because older sibling was just beside herself. She was so upset because she knew she was losing a friendship. And the person called me the C word. And I just told her, I said, it's cute how you think that hurts me. By the way, I'm blocking you because I don't need your negativity. These are toxic people. And toxic people, when they don't get their way, they get more angry. On social media, there are toxic people because they can hide behind whoever it is. The one person who did not agree with what I said and who I said, you know what, you're right. Because it was their post that my friend tagged me in. I said, you know what, you're right. I should have taken to the side and, talked to her there. But he never said anything bad about me. He just said, look, this is my post, so you can just hit the bricks. I mean, he didn't say it like that. He was a little bit more polite. And you could see his picture in his profile. Everybody else that said something nasty about me, not one of them had any picture in their profile. And you can see it right there, the little icons. Because they're people hiding behind a keyboard. They're people hiding behind an instrument that goes out to the world. And I'm going to bet you 9 times out of 10, maybe 7 out of 10, are just sad, hurt people. I've been a hurt person. Hurt people hurt people. The other 3 are probably just assholes. Some people just get off on being jerks. They could be the nicest person in their life, but it's probably because they go online and rake people over the coals so they don't take it out on their family. Even if that's the case, that's fine. Say what you got to say to me. I don't care. As long as you're nice to your actual people. But pain causes pain. And we have the ability to not cause pain. So we get to decide right here and right now, what kind of person do I want to be? Do I want to be a person that continually spreads that vitriol that's out there in the world? Or do I want to be a person that sits there and spreads that love, that joy, that light? I haven't been feeling like myself for the last year. And I haven't been really who I am for the last 5. I've slipped so far away from the person I know. Excuse me. And yet, I'm starting to figure out ways to come back to who I am, to be that delightful person that people say I am. I've had moments of sparkliness. I've had moments of sunshine. But the truth is, I've been in that spiral. And by acknowledging where my brain is, I've stopped that spiral. And I realized that I was causing pain to other people. Not intentionally. Obviously, I don't think the majority of us cause pain to other people on purpose. But again, hurt people hurt people. So we get to decide, do we want to be that person? Do we want to keep feeding into that negativity machine? Or do we want to be the small percent of people who are really trying to put the light into this world? Who are really trying to punch that light into this world? To spread that joy. Even when we're not feeling it. See, everybody on my Facebook page thinks I'm this positive person. Thinks that, wow, how are you so positive all the time? Because I post so many positive things. I post what resonates with me. But a lot of times I'm posting it because I'm not there. I'm not feeling it. And it's a reminder for me. And I figure if I need that reminder, somebody else might need that reminder. So I'm working on being that person that when I post positive stuff, it's because I'm in a good place. But I'm getting there. And, the light in my eyes is starting to shine again. The smile on my face is starting to be genuine again. And every day it's like the Bob card from earlier, right? Baby steps. It's about baby steps. You hear the term one day at a time. But sometimes that's too much for some people. So, take it one moment at a time. Take baby steps. All right? But decide, are you a person that brings pain and gets pain in return? And if you feel like you might be, don't shame yourself. Just fix the hole inside of you. Fix what's hurting. Because I guarantee you, when you start to fix what's hurting, it's going to fix a lot of things around you. Just by the change of your vibration. All right? So, I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. I'm not sure if older sibling's still on, but if she is, I'm really sorry for blowing out the car battery. It just dawned on me that it was me. So I am very, very sorry. Even she said, well, maybe your energy is a little too chaotic because the car just wouldn't start. It was possessed. And yeah, so sorry. But anyways, I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. Please take care of yourselves and, really kind of think about what this card has been saying. Okay. I will be back here Monday. That'll be the new year. So if you don't come for Aloha Oracle Friday tomorrow, Happy New Year to you and have a very safe weekend. Have a happy New Year's Eve. Have a safe New Year's Eve. Don't drink and drive. Don't get high and drive. Don't be intoxicated and drive. Just have a DD. All right. There's always somebody out there who's willing to be a DD. If you're nearby and I know you personally, call me. I will pick you up and take you home. Okay. Because I binge watch stuff. I haven't been invited to a New Year's party in so long. I just stay home and I binge watch stuff. But anyways, please be safe, okay? And I'll be back here Monday, January 2nd. January 2nd. Wow, January 2nd. 2023 with card number 26 of getting into the vortex or getting into self-awareness, the vortex being the core of your soul. So, and if you do want to join me tomorrow, I'll be on at 8:30. My brain. 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Facebook Live. All lives are public. Tomorrow is Oracle Friday. So if you have any questions out there and you want to put something out there, hopefully I'll get an answer for you. But I will be doing Aloha Oracle Friday. It is the last Aloha perspective for 2022. I'm going to go out with a bang. All right. And in fact, card number 26 for Monday will be pretty delightful and very interesting. So again, I'll see you tomorrow or I'll see you Monday. But either way, again, if you don't come for tomorrow's show, please, please, please have a safe and wonderful Happy New Year. Have a great day, everybody, and thank you so much for watching.